Are we in? Well, it should say live right there.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm-mm.
Get
Mm-mm.
down. Get up.
Whoa, we on? Huh?
Making that word.
Oh, we're live. No way. No way that I am sitting in downtown Houston in Minute Maid Park about to watch one of them for a regular season game. This is huge. It's a huge game. But I'm sitting down here in front of Minute Maid Park with Lauren Leal on Sports with Balls.
That's right.
Oh,
What a Friday.
wow.
It is the weekend. We are kicking it off at Minute Maid Park. It has been a long minute. I know people like to say minute, but it's been a real minute.
I wish that I could read the comments right now. And welcome everybody on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. You guys that are tuning in, please leave your comments. We'll try to put them up and get to your comments as soon as possible. And of course, welcome back the beautiful and always talented Lauren Leal to Sports with Balls. Like, I missed you.
Thank you. I've missed you. I've missed being with you on Sports with Balls, talking, just shooting the stuff, shooting the breeze. But man, what a day to come back and do it out here across from Minute Maid Park. Like I said, before an Astros game, this is the only way to come back.
So
to a
we
show.
talked about this. We talked about this a long time ago about we would love to do a game like at the. So we started at Lucky's Pub, right? Lucky's Pub is where Sports with Balls first shot, their first episode, and of course COVID hit, whatever. So now we are back at Lucky's Pop-Up here in Minute Maid Park in front of my favorite team, obviously the Astros. Like, this is a dream come true to me. This is unbelievable.
I know. And to think that, Jeff, I came on with you guys 2 Aprils ago. What month is it?
It's April.
Yeah.
Well, I know that because, look, I'm not here to brag.
Ba-da-dum.
It's my
It's
birthday.
Jeff's birthday.
It
Happy
is.
birthday, co-host.
Today, 45 trips around the sun, and look,
I don't know. Do you remember the first 3 or 4?
No.
No.
I don't remember. Look, so Dallas Cowboy fans, I got to say something, right? So I don't remember.
Oh,
I moved to
gosh, here we
Houston. I moved to
go.
Houston when I was 7, so I don't remember any of Dallas.
Here we go.
I
But,
was born.
You know, since last time I've seen you, obviously today your birthday, like you said, had gotten a few days older since I've seen you, but you've also taken on a couple different duties, coaching your daughter's softball team.
Yeah,
That's pretty big.
Doing dad things. It's been incredible. I didn't think because I can't sit there and coach younger kids. Like, my son's 7.
Well, I know
coach
you went
that.
to the basketball. You went to the basketball court and jumped on all these 14-year-olds.
I'll get upset. But my daughter's 9, and the softball team has been killing it. We're 5-1. Like, she's amazing, and it's good to be.
Good job, Mila.
Yeah, it's great to be a Coach Michael. It's incredible. But look, what a beautiful day to be out here at Minute Maid Park. If you guys are not down here, if you're on your way down here, Lucky's has taken over the whole street.
I mean, this is where home plate used to be. Remember that? Heartbroken. I loved home plate. Would always go there before the games. After the games, he would post up at the bars right here. That's exactly where we are at this corner. They said they did it for the whole opening week.
It's insane what
they've
they've
done. Go through on this weekend's games.
They have a couple of jersey giveaways today. The place is. They have a huge screen out here. They're going to play the boxing match later on tonight. This place is a party. It's huge. Like, this is unbelievable. What was the name of the bar? It wasn't Home Plate that was right next to, right here. I forget.
Home plate, and then whatever this bar name.
I
mean, it was
right. It was like a garage
garages.
bar.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But they took over the entire block. We're down here at Minute Maid Park, getting you ready for the Astros, in my opinion, playoff scenario game. And I know it's early. And I'm gonna get into you. I'm gonna get into you Astro haters here in a little bit about, like, y'all are mad about the last few games. But this game tonight, you have Toronto. Now, it came out right before we got on air that George Springer is not playing tonight. Now, I know, there's a lot of Springer fans here in Houston. There is, but he is not missed. Like, we went to the World Series without him, and I'll get into Correa in a minute. But
I wouldn't say he's not missed. It's just the fact that we've moved on. You know what I mean?
Dude, I missed you.
What?
I missed Lauren
Aw,
Leo.
you miss me. We don't miss Springer,
that-
but we miss each other.
Lauren, you finished my sentences. But so George Springer, he got hit with a pitch, so he's out of the starting lineup. He is available to come in and pinch hit later. I think the Astros fan would love to see him this series. But you want to talk about an early season powerhouse matchup. Justin Verlander, who has been lights out so far and looks like he's 33 years old again, against the Toronto Blue Jays, who are right now the odds-on favorite in Vegas to win the AL.
Wow.
So this is a powerhouse early season matchup. Verlander versus this incredible Toronto lineup, which I said for the last 3 or 4 weeks, Toronto may, if they can stay healthy, they may be the team to beat. They're incredible.
Well, and to your point, saying, okay, calm down, Astros fans. We've lost a couple of two. The 6-run game where Astros couldn't get anything going, and then losing 7-2 previously to that. But I mean, look, it is early. It is weird to see the Astros are 4th in the AL West, I'll admit. But guys, it is so early. And I will say that to you about the Toronto Blue Jays as well.
Yes, it's early for them, but they look great.
So did the Astros on opening day against Ohtani and everybody out there.
People fail to realize the 2020 Astros started 6-6. The 2021 Astros started 6-6. What happened?
Today?
Oh, they went to the World Series and they went to the ALCS.
What's the record right now? 6-6.
Exactly. So it baffles me when I see this on social media and people are like, oh, there's major problems. No, there's not. Look, first of all, Altuve is getting older. Y'all need to realize that. Altuve is really he's been the backbone of the Astros for a very long time, but you have to understand that injuries are going to mount up with Altuve. It's just going to happen, right? And I said this when Correa left. Like I think, and we'll get into Pena in a minute, but I thought that the only way the Astros would miss Correa was locker room and dugout. And I think that's
leadership skills, right?
Yeah, and I think that's where you kind of see the Astros. Like, who's the leader of the Astros right now?
Well, really, I thought Altuve with the duo of Alex Bregman was going to turn into the leaders of this team, and I think they will as we further go down the season. However, it's hard to do that when you're not making plays. I mean, you may be defensively in Altuve, but as far as when you're up to bat and you strike out almost every time, that's no bueno, and you're not going to get any leadership doing that.
I feel like Bregman is the hype man for the Astros. He's not necessarily the leader like
maybe
Correa.
Alvarez.
Well, so you have potential. The Astros have potential to have the Cy Young winner, the Rookie of the Year, and the MVP, all on one team.
Rookie of the Year in Pena?
Dude, that guy, I love his attitude. I love the way he holds himself on the field.
So far, all I've seen him is with a smile. Literally, I just see him with a smile. Like he's happy to be here. I want to be here. I'm happy to be playing. I don't care if we have the worst league or the best record in the league or the worst record in the league. I'm just happy to be here. That's what I see from him so far.
And it's hard to...
He's only 12 games in, but still.
When Correa left, I thought Correa was the best defensive player in the league, like shortstop. I thought he was. And for a young kid to come in and try to take that place that's almost impossible. Dude, Correa has a cannon. Like you're talking about a kid coming in and trying to replace one of the best shortstops in the entire. Like I don't care if you think he's number one, he's top 3 regardless. So you're talking about a kid coming in and trying to replace Carlos Correa at shortstop for the Houston Astros. 3 World Series appearances, 5 straight ALCS appearances, and he's done fantastic.
He was the one who put them on the map in 2017, who got them that win, and I can't believe his contract then was only $500. But it is what it is. Now look at what he's doing, and I think he'll be back in Houston later on.
Do you?
Anyway, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's 3 years and opt out. Like,
I mean, yeah, he has opt-outs, and I think he's literally going to collect, and then he's going to settle in Houston. He literally just won Athlete of the Year this last year at the Houston Sports Awards. and he sent a huge video, a big thank you, thank you so much. I love the city, I love the fans, everything. I will say it was a little awkward, but I think
Would he be well
he made
received?
himself a Houstonian.
Would he be well received if he comes back in 2 years? First of all,
Are you talking about? But what? Hold up, before you pose that question.
I get. Hold on.
When the Minnesota Twins come to town.
No, I'm talking about if he comes back to Houston contract-wise. If he signs with the Astros again, would he be well? Look, first of all, he's hitting 170, and the Twins are awful, which we all knew this was happening. We all knew this was going down. There's nobody that leaves Houston, Texas, to go to Minnesota because they think that they're going to win a championship. That was strictly money, and that's why I say, do you think he'll be well received if he signs back with the Astros?
It's really interesting because
but now that you have Pena, if this kid keeps playing at the level he's at, he is Carlos Correa. There's no reason, we don't need him. Why would you spend that money?
He's on his way.
Kid's amazing. He did a play the other night, right? So it was a bloop right over shortstop, and he ran full speed, grabbed it, and it's what he did after. It was a fantastic catch. It's what he did after it that made me go, wow, because he just grabbed the ball and he snapped it, and he was like, bam, and I was like, oh, I love that. I love that attitude that he has. But I'll go back to who's the leader in the dugout now? Because Correa was the leader in the dugout. Mm-hmm. He was Bregman, like I said, hype man. But who's the leader in the dugout for that team? And I think that's what they're missing right now.
You know who I think he's not out there right now? Injury. And I think he has the personality and the leadership skills and the stats to back him up, even though he's not there at the moment. You know who I think fills that role? Lance McCullers Jr. Lance McCullers Jr. really has a face and has a name, and he's done great things for this team in the past. It just sucks because he's not out there at the moment.
Well, apparently there's some really skeptical stuff about what went on with his surgery, right? He was supposed to be back already, and apparently the surgery didn't go the right way, and he got put on the 30-day DL the other day, which is shocking. You would figure he'd already be bullpenning and working his way back, but I don't mind McCullers taking his time coming back. I don't think the Astros are going to fall far behind. I think they have an incredible lineup. I think they're pitching. Look, first of all, I will agree with all the Astros fans. Odorizzi, you gotta go. Christian Javier needs to be a starting pitcher again, and let's do bullpen sessions, whatever. But Odorizzi, that performance the other night was atrocious.
Okay, so I kind of ate my words. Last season, I was on Odorizzi's side whenever he got mad at Dusty for not putting him in the game and then pulling him so quick whenever he was in the game. And I'm like, dude, let him go to 6. Let him go to the 7th inning, whatever it takes, because you got to get comfortable out there. You got to get your feet wet. And Phil Maton, I'm loving this guy. But anyways, as far as Odorizzi goes, I'm eating my words because I'm like, give him the opportunity, give him the chances. Well, he's had the chances. He had it.
No,
it's enough.
If they run him out there again, Dusty Baker's going to have he's going to have to answer some questions. And I'm not blaming it all on Odorizzi. They gave up 6 runs in the first inning, and there was not a single run. If you went to that game, that was the worst Astros game you could have gone to. The Astros gave up 6 runs in the first inning, and there wasn't a single run because Ohtani went ham. He went ham, 13 strikeouts. At one point, he had 63 pitches and 45 strikes and 13 strikeouts. I was like,
Ohtani
that's some Greg Maddux stuff.
He got off to a slow start, you know what? But now, he's doing Ohtani things like he did when he came into the league. But speaking of, you're talking about Jake Odorizzi and everything that he gave up when he started the other night. I feel like we're almost talking about Garrett Cole as well.
Wow.
Have you talked about it on your shows? Because I have not been here the past couple of shows, and just how he cannot play without spider tack. I think that is ridiculous.
By the way, the Supreme Court yesterday ruled against the New York Yankees trying to withhold the documents, and they will be released this week I want to say for Astros fans, like, yay, but man, you've already seen all the players stick up for the Astros, and this has been going on for a while, and there's cheating going on, but it's just the Yankees, and I want to see that report. Like, it's the Yankees.
I think it's going to be kind of like we saw with the PED era, with the performance enhancing drugs era, to where Roger Clemens still isn't getting into the Hall of Fame, but we saw that era. Now this is kind of like the sign stealing cheating era.
It's not cheating. Like, baseball forever, it's a super hard game. There's a guy standing, 48 feet away or whatever, like
on the bump.
Yeah, like I forgot how far the bump, 21, 40, whatever it is. Like, he's still 100 miles an hour at you. And then the next pitch is coming 88, and it's like it's got 4 feet of movement. It's a hard sport. And forever, baseball players have always tried to gain an advantage, no matter what it is. Like, you always have to try to gain an advantage. It doesn't mean that you're a better hitter or like a worse pitcher. It's just the team, like, you just try to gain an advantage. That's part of baseball. It's almost like ingrained. I'm not saying cheating is ingrained in baseball, but it's always been a part of baseball.
Now we just have taken it to the next level, like everything in this world, being futuristic and using technology.
Have you seen?
And for your information, I was going to say the distance between the pitcher's plate and home base is 60 feet and 6 inches.
60 feet, 6 inches. Yeah, 100 miles an hour coming at you.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new technology, which I love, and a lot of people aren't fans of it, where the catcher has the signs on his leg and he just sends them to the pitcher?
I'm surprised you like that, just because you're an old school guy.
I am old school guy, but the signs between the legs, and look, I love the strategy because you have to mix up signs. If somebody on second, now you don't even have to do that. Like, so what baseball's trying to do is
speed up the game,
make it more interesting. The pitch clock is going to be next year probably, and what they've done in the minor leagues is the pitch clock has actually worked. It sped up games 28 minutes. But do you like college football?
Yeah, absolutely.
The average college football game is 3 hours and 1 minute.
I know.
You know how the average MLB game is? 3 hours and 1 minute.
That's crazy. There's just more action.
I get
There's
it.
just more action.
You have to be a purist, and you got to love the game of baseball. But I love baseball, and if they think that's going to work, like, you have to kind of not conform to the times, but that's what they want to do.
So there were so many arguments about that, like people falling out of love with baseball. Like, for the youngins, it's too boring, it's too slow, yada yada yada. And then what happened when we went in this lockout strikeout? Everybody's going mad and crazy because we think we're not going to have baseball this year. That just proves to you people care. People want the sport.
Speaking of lockout, people going crazy, we are sitting down at Maid Park right now in Houston, Texas, downtown, about to watch the Houston Astros and the Toronto Blue Jays, two of the top, I don't care what rankings you look at, two of the top 10 teams in Major League Baseball, however you want to rank them, and Justin Verlander on the mound against this incredible Toronto lineup. For early season, and I've watched the game for early season baseball, this is playoff atmosphere for this early. This is an incredible baseball game for this early in the season. It's awesome. Toronto look awesome. Vlad Guerrero Jr., Biggio, Boucher. You've got Springer obviously is out right now. Their offense is high powered and they're flashy. They're like last year's San Diego Padres.
Oh, okay. And apparently, speaking of that, San Diego Padres next season is going to have like a Motorola branded jersey.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I guess they're not making enough money in San Diego.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might have more San Diego news next week for y'all.
But speaking on the bump for tonight, like you said, you have Justin Verlander, who he's hitting with 69 ERA, 15 strikes. He's 1-1.
6.9.
It's incredible.
Wow.
He's going up against Ross Stripling. Well, not up against, because obviously he's playing against the batters. But who's on the mound for the Blue Jays is Ross Stripling. He's at 300 ERA, 3 strikes.
Look, this is not a matchup.
Not a good.
This is Justin Verlander versus Toronto's lineup. Like, that's the game. That's it. Like, and if you're an Astros fan, you hope that the bats kind of wake up. You hope to see a little bit more out of Pena. You want Tucker to kind of start getting a roll. Like, the one person on the Astros lineup that you are not concerned about is that fourth batter. You know who I'm talking about. Jack 2 home runs the other night.
Alvarez.
That guy. And that's why I said earlier, he has a shot to be MVP. I know it's early, but man, it's amazing to watch him hit because he stands in the box and he doesn't move out. Even in between pitches. He sits there and like stares the pitcher down. And for a guy his size, what is that? Is it church? Is it church time? You going to church? Hold on. I gotta pray.
Where is that? It's the bell on Minute Maid Park.
6 o'clock.
Oh,
7 o'clock on the dot.
that's literally was going through my head when he said that. Speaking of the lineup tonight, like we mentioned, Ross Stripling is going against Pena in the number 1 spot. We got Brantley, Bregman, Alvarez at the DH,
Whew.
Gurriel, Tucker. I'm ready to see you get going again. Aledmus Diaz, who did great work for the Astros the other night. Chas McCormick and Martin Maldonado, which Martin came out swinging in the first couple of games.
He did. Hit a home run.
Yeah.
He's looked comfortable at the plate.
He really does.
I like that.
He really does. So for all of you out there, how are you feeling about this Astros team this far?
Well,
Let us know in the comments.
I can answer that. By the way, go follow us, Sports with Balls. Like and share the show. We are sitting down at Minute Maid Park at Lucky's Pub, their pop-up bar here. This place is huge.
Huge. So we're in the MVP section because we are very important people, I guess. But they're playing cornhole in front of us. There's picnic tables, huge Red Bull setups, which hello, that's what your girl loves and drinks. I know you do too. But I think he's got a Miller. There's bars throughout.
Enrique.
Huge
By the
TV
way,
screen
shout out to
showing highlights.
Enrique.
Dude, we haven't seen Enrique in ages.
Enrique's back in the house tonight, man. We've got to give a shout out to Enrique for coming and doing the show with us, man. Unbelievable. Look,
we are reunited, and it feels so
Enrique
good.
back in the house. I got Lauren and Enrique.
Enrique, no, it's
And-
thunder and lightning. Remember?
TNL. And it's my birthday.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna celebrate? Are you going to the game?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. Maybe I might go to the game. We'll see. Well, it's because it's my birthday and I do have babysitters, but I love my kids and they want to spend my birthday with me. So I don't know. We'll see. But look,
Go,
this place
Shawty.
is already getting
It's your
packed.
birthday.
How much square feet? This is like
It's
2
your
acres.
birthday. I mean, it's the whole parking lot, man. Like I said, they have a huge screen over there. When I walked in, they were playing some like video game.
All y'all
baseball
know.
game. Now they're showing Astros highlights, which is what you want to see.
All y'all know Lauren Leal. I know from the show y'all know Lauren Leal. I'm about to ask her something that's going to trip y'all out and see if she says yes.
Whoa.
It's my birthday.
Okay.
Will you do a shot with me?
No. Okay.
God!
Look.
You haven't been on the...
Old Lauren, I
Never
would. Don't like to talk about this on air, but I stopped drinking as a whole for medical reasons, so I technically can't. So
Well,
we'll talk about it off the air.
well, now I just feel terrible.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. Look, welcome into Sports with Balls, y'all that are just tuning in on Facebook, Instagram,
Maybe
Twitter,
Enrique will.
Twitch.
Enrique, do a shot? With Jeff?
Maybe.
Let's see,
Enrique
rebel
will.
shot.
Man, I am blessed to have Lauren Leal back on the show, and something that her and I have talked about forever. We're sitting in front of Minute Maid Park doing a pregame for the Astros, and a huge game tonight. And I'm excited about this, and I love doing the show right here at Lucky's Pop-Up Bar. It's huge, awesome.
You can't stress it enough how excited today with this matchup. Verlander on the mound, and of course, Springer on the other side. Not in the lineup, could possibly be though. So speaking of former Astros, did you see this picture on Twitter?
Of
Zach
Mike Tyson
Greinke-
beating the shit out of somebody?
No. Former Astros.
Oh, sorry.
Zach Greinke and Carlos Correa together talking after exiting the field. You got Twins and you got a Kansas City Royal. It was just like, whoa, what? It was so weird. So weird. I guess you
What
didn't see
place
it.
are both of them in?
Huh?
The Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals, I think, are both in last place. I believe so. But
That's just throwing some shade.
did
That's
you
what that
see
is.
Mike Tyson turn around
Absolutely.
on a plane? And look,
Absolutely.
I read this thing. I saw it. I'm on Tyson's side. Well, okay, there's two things here.
What?
First of all, why was Mike Tyson flying Spirit Airlines?
I thought it was blue.
JetBlue,
Jet or
whatever.
something like
Why was he on JetBlue? And like row 20 in a middle seat. Like that, to me, I'm like, bro, is the weed thing not going good for you? There's no possible way. Mike Tyson walks on my plane, and I'm sitting him 20 rows back in the middle.
Well, the guy was just
Normal
annoyed.
people
He
don't
was
like sitting in the
annoyed.
middle.
He was annoyed.
Yeah, and then so
apparently he doesn't have much money. Okay, I'm just kidding.
well, dude, if you're flying row 20 seat B on JetBlue, something like I think there was the thing that came out. He tried to do the like the gummies, and he had earlobe gummies.
What?
About biting his ear off. Anyways,
Uh,
but so that's my first point. Mike Tyson, seat B in JetBlue, right there, issues. All right, so there's a guy that's absolutely antagonizing the crap out of him, and Mike was
the
very.
thing is, you know this guy has a tattoo on his face. You know what Mike Tyson has done and is capable of. Why are you messing with the man?
Well, at the very beginning, the guy Mike took a selfie with him. He was fine with him,
Right.
but then the guy literally just kept going and going and going, and dude, this dude's been in prison like 2 or 3 times, man. Like he is a world champion. Why are you doing that?
I don't know.
Why? And I can only think for one reason. He's like, I'm gonna get some fame out of this, and that is terrible. You couldn't leave the guy alone.
Hey, but did it? Got your attention. It
Well,
went
that's
viral. That was some fame.
I'm on Mike's side on this. I'm on Mike's side. He should have hit him harder.
Oh, I
But
don't think
I
so.
saw the video, and he didn't really hit him. He was just kind of pushing him. Like,
Speaking of punishment and what you think needs to happen, Kyrie Irving flicking off the ground
love it.
after making a tough shot. I mean,
Love it.
do you think he should have been fined 50
He was,
grand?
yeah, 100%, and that's fine.
What?
50 grand of Kyrie's nothing. Like,
No.
first of all,
Players have been flipping
I'm on-
off fans for ages.
I love the fact that he did that. Just because you buy a ticket to an NBA game does not give you the right to sit there and curse out the players and talk about the
But you
families,
think he
the
should
kids.
be fined? You said yeah.
Yeah, it should be fine, but he's gonna you can't do that. You're gonna be fine. That's the league. That's a business. Like, does he care? Hell no. Kyrie doesn't care. The bigger story is the Nets are down 0-2. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, now not James Harden. This was supposed to be this incredible basketball team. There's no coach. Steve Nash. Y'all know that Steve Nash is the head coach.
Can we talk about the playoff bracket here for a minute in the NBA?
Let's
So we've got it. Can we just say the injury bug has completely come over the NBA?
I feel so bad for
crazy.
Milwaukee. I feel
I
terrible
know.
for Milwaukee.
Chris Middleton, of
Yeah.
course, right there. You got a hamstring out of Devin Booker, so you wonder how the Phoenix Suns is going to do. You got Ben Simmons, interestingly enough, going to come back and play in Game 4 supposedly when he hasn't played all season long. You have Joel Embiid, who just alluded to earlier today what was wrong with his hand, and it's a torn ligament in his thumb, but says he's going to continue playing
That dude's a gangster.
through all
He
of it.
did hit the game-winning 3. It was amazing. That dude doesn't care if he has 4 toes. He's playing.
You know what? I asked you
love
about
that.
Remember, I asked you about the face of the NBA a couple shows ago.
John Morant.
I was like, no one's talking about Joel Embiid. No one is. He's doing amazing things, but you said John Morant.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is in the running for MVP, but I think Jokic will end up getting it. But Joel Embiid has put together an incredible. He is Philadelphia. It's just he's so quiet. He's not polarizing individual like a couple of these other guys are. Philadelphia looks great. I feel bad for Milwaukee. We talked about Middleton getting hurt, but I feel worse for Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker is top 5 player in the NBA. He's absolutely amazing.
You think Chris Paul, this is last year?
Well, whether it is or isn't, Chris Paul deserves the championship. Like, the
I think
Rockets
so.
would have won the championship that year if he wouldn't have pulled his hammy with like 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Like they were
I
up,
know.
and he did. And it's just Chris Paul has taken more teams to the finals. Like Chris Paul is an amazing basketball player, and he just keeps getting screwed. Like his best player, Devin Booker, goes to block a shot and pulls his hamstring. And I think they should still win that series, but if Booker's not 100%, Phoenix has no shot. They have no shot. And
Hold up. I know one guy can't do it by himself, but if you're talking so highly of him, then why can't he pull this team even further?
Well, because Devin Booker's top 5 player in the NBA. Like that's like Chicago
You're talking
without
about Chris Paul, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's like Chicago without DeRozan. It's just not gonna happen. Like they're amazing. Like Booker is an amazing basketball player. Phoenix will not go even to the conference finals without Booker. It's just not gonna happen. They don't have enough role players to do that. Like basketball, unfortunately, has taken, like you said, the injury bug hit them hard the last 2 days, and it sucks for them because you wanted the Boston. If you're an NBA fan or if you're NBA executives, you wanted that Boston, and you wanted Kyrie to flip them off. You want that drama because you want to pull eyes in. But now they're down 0-2. They're about to go down 0-3.
Can we just talk
Brooklyn
about that?
Nets are lost. Steve Nash. If you look at Steve Nash on the sideline, he's like, and look, I said this the other day. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving went on Kevin Durant's podcast and said, "We don't need a coach." Oh, that's obvious. Watch their offense. There's no play calling. Steve Nash is over there like, I guess you go in like whenever. Like, and KD and Kyrie just kind of do. I call them the lifetime fitness Nets.
Why?
Because it's just pickup game. There's pickup. Like there's no strategy to what they're doing, and like unless Kyrie and Kevin Durant score 80 points, the Nets are losing. I bet half of these listeners didn't even know Steve Nash was their head coach. And that's Steve Nash. But he can't tell these dudes what to do. He just looks over there and he's like, sure, guys, that was great. Way to go.
Danny Sims, thank you so much. He says, you two are so good together.
Arkansas Danny.
Thank you so much. That's right. Thank you so much for all of your comments here. I've been seeing them pop up. The connection is hard to see because it's kind of blurry and more, but hopefully not on your end, just on ours because of where we're located. But thank you. Keep the comments coming. We love it. We love the atmosphere outside of Minute Maid Park right here because everyone is excited and geared up for the game. You see mainly Astros jerseys, a couple of Toronto sprinkled in here and there of the blue, but for the most part, everyone's ready to see these Astros.
I'm not gonna lie, I may go in there and sneak a black Guerrero jersey. That's just a cool jersey to have. Oh, but we're sitting out here at Minute Maid
But why
Park.
are they going to have
Luckies.
Blue Jays jerseys?
What?
They don't have.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, what do you think about the Nike? The what do you call them? The Nike the Astros jerseys.
Jerseys?
The city edition.
Oh, Space City. Yeah. What about
What do you think about?
I like them. I think they're cool. I don't think they're like the best jersey, but I think they're pretty cool.
I'm comparing it to like Chicago's like South Side. That's a gangster jersey. That's awesome. I just don't think that the jerseys don't represent Houston. Like it just looks a little
I like them.
It's a little spacey.
That's what they are, literally.
I dig the hat, but like okay, I'll go back to the Rockets, right? The Rockets, like the red and yellow, the ketchup and mustard. That's classic. Why do you mess with that? And they tried to mess with it over and over, and it's just terrible. And they end up going back to it.
Well, speaking of Rockets city jerseys last year, they were like light blue and red. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, they were kind of funky.
Is that regular season? I don't watch NBA regular season. There's just no reason.
I don't think you're alone.
No reason. I don't like those games don't matter. But a game is tonight. Astros versus the Toronto Blue Jays. George Springer, right before we got on air, was called out of the starting lineup. He's available to play if they need a pinch hitter. But Springer coming back home to Houston for the first time in Toronto. He was hurt last year, so didn't get to play. But he got hit on the hand with the ball, so he will not be in the starting lineup tonight. But We'll see what happens. You got the Astros power that's coming tomorrow. You got Biggio's son. You got Springer. You got Vlad Guerrero. You got like Toronto is stacked. This is why I love this matchup. Verlander against this lineup is awesome.
Once again, Springer not in the lineup, but I pulled up a picture that the Astros just tweeted out with Bregman, Springer, and Coach all together, smiling and whatnot.
That's good.
I mean,
That's good.
That's good. They're happy to see each other.
Very, very good.
It is what it is.
Let's switch leagues for just a minute, and something I want. The draft is coming up. The NFL draft is coming up next week, and I've been telling everybody this. This might be one of the most interesting NFL drafts ever. Ever. The trades that are going to go down before this draft starts are going to be huge. Deebo Samuel looking to go somewhere. You got Baker Mayfield sitting out there. You got Jimmy Garoppolo wants to go somewhere.
Clear, Baker Mayfield is still with the Cleveland Browns. The organization is just not acting like it.
Well, no, I said this yesterday. It's funny that Baker Mayfield's like, okay, Deebo Samuel, right? He said, I want to trade. I want out. And everybody's like, all these Baker Mayfield. I want to trade. And everybody's like,
two completely different talents.
Okay.
Two completely different talents. I mean, you're talking about a Baker Mayfield who was only good during his first couple seasons.
But he had
completed now 54 interceptions in his career.
I'm not sticking up for Baker. We have 4 coaches in 5 years, 4 different offensive coordinators. Cleveland's a hard city. Look, people forget that Baker took them to their first playoff game since what, 1991? Like,
I guess that's true.
I mean, like he did. It was the way that he treated the media in the city. It's a rough town, and Baker is a very conceited individual. But it's not like I call him a bridge quarterback, and I think there's a perfect term for him. He's not a starting quarterback. He's not a backup. He's a bridge quarterback. If you're going to give your franchise a couple of years while you get somebody ready and go through the draft for a QB, Baker's your man. But he's due $19 million or $18.7 next year, $15 guaranteed, and that's why nobody wants to pick him up.
So where do you see him fitting in then? If you say he's a bridge quarterback, what's that city that needs that guy that's going to help you get to where you want to go while you're in the waiting?
Well, it's been noted that if he does get let go, Pittsburgh's going to pick him up. 2 seconds. Of course they will. And I think that's a good fit for him. Yeah, I mean, they've got Najee Harris running back. They've got a good receiving core. I mean, is he better than what they have right now? Yes. Like, he would be a good pickup for Pittsburgh. It's Baker's attitude that drives people insane.
Well, you know what? This is making me real humble right now. This whole situation, him going through all of this. And not even the organization, not even recognizing him on his birthday, but yet tweeting out photos of Deshaun Watson. It's a mess. That's a mess. And speaking of Deshaun Watson, the Houston Texans have Davis Mills. They're not even looking to get another quarterback in the draft, meaning what happens if this dude gets injured? They have nobody.
Do you remember last year in the draft, I said Davis Mills is a good pickup from the Texans? And
a good call.
We'll go back because it's next week, and I'll go back to the shows. I said that's a good pickup for the Texans. I actually believe in this kid. I think Davis Mills is sneaky. So I pulled this up the other day, and I'm gonna tell y'all again. This is insane. Here are the top 10 first-round draft picks ever.
Let's do it.
In the draft. Jerry Rice. This is first-round draft picks. Jerry Rice, Peyton Manning, Lawrence Taylor, Walter Payton, Sean Elway, Ronnie Lott, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders, Anthony Munoz, and Ray Lewis. How many names are left off that? How many names are left off?
Oh, I mean, so many.
Thousands. You want to know why? They weren't picked in the first round.
I mean, Tom Brady is the
6th round.
Yeah.
Like, so getting a first round pick that's like a Hall of Famer is you can get 2nd round picks, 3rd round. The Kansas City Chiefs have 12 picks next week. 12 and 2 picks in each of the first 3 rounds. They are gonna move some pieces. I promise you. Now I guarantee you they're gonna try to trade for Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
You got Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield,
They just had
Deebo
Hill leave.
Samuel. You got McLaurin for Washington, AJ Brown. All of them are reporting to camp. They want new contracts. This draft is it's not quarterback heavy, but it's pieces heavy. Pieces that fit into a team. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers. That kid out of I forgot his name.
Michigan?
No, the cornerback out of Cincinnati has not allowed a touchdown in 3 years.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
Unreal. This draft is loaded with talent.
The Rotary Lombardi Award went to Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. And boy, I mean, he's a lineman. And that trophy goes to him. I mean, that trophy says a lot whenever you have all these other positions as well. So, like you said, to your point, there's so much talent other than the quarterback. And kind of quarterback position, since we kind of already knew that since last year's draft.
Yeah.
You're like, the quarterback. You mentioned some of the top, and I mentioned, 49ers heavy, and I'm thinking quarterback, Trey Lance.
Oh.
What's going to happen there? I think they have about 9 picks, or 5 picks, 3 are compensatory.
And Deebo Samuel
Samuel's on. If he leaves, which most likely will happen.
Kyle Shanahan is an incredible football coach.
Everybody says this. Go ahead.
How in the hell he went to Jimmy Garoppolo went to the Super Bowl. Last year, he went into Dallas, went into Lambeau, beat Lambeau, and now they're like, we don't need him. What do you mean you don't need him? Trey Lance obviously isn't that great, and now your number one offensive threat, running and receiving, Deebo Samuel says, I want out. Trey Lance is in trouble.
We'll see what he can do. Do you think that they would move up for a quarterback, even though there's not the best? Or this is that bridge situation.
That would be awesome.
That bridge situation of Baker and what you said.
That's it. Okay. If you're a San Francisco 49er fan, would you trade Trey Lance for Baker Mayfield?
You're not asking a 49er fan.
Enrique? Trey Lance obviously hasn't proved anything. If they believe in Trey Lance, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
He's young. But
I would bring him back. Look, they beat Dallas in Dallas. They beat with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, well then you can do it with Trey Lance. We're talking about that.
I've never seen a man be more disrespected in the NFL than Jimmy G. He's a good-looking man. He went to the Super Bowl. They won an NFC Championship, and they went back to the NFC Championship, and they're like, we don't need you. What the?
Sports stars.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's the disrespect. This man went to the Super Bowl and they's porn stars and y'all don't like him. I love the dude. Bring him to Lauren Leo's back on the show, y'all. We have to be okay, different subject.
No, I was just gonna say, as far as Baker goes in San Francisco, and having Trey Lance leave, you talked about a situation a minute ago. Baker Mayfield's confidence, his personality, his strong-willedness. Do you think that he would really get along with Shanahan that well? Shanahan put him in line. I don't know.
I mean, look, again, look, Jimmy G, I'm confused with what San Francisco is doing. Like everybody says, an incredible football coach, incredible coach. Well, why does Deebo want to leave? I get it. I'm actually mad at why Deebo wants to leave. He wants to be a wide receiver. He wants to get paid wide receiver money. But he is like the Cordell Patterson. Like, he's not an elite wide receiver. He's not. Like, he hasn't proven himself. He's proven himself as a dual threat, running back and wide receiver. But he hasn't proven himself to be an elite wide receiver. And Tyreek Hill kind of busted the bubble with the $30 million contract, and the wide receivers getting paid as much money. And now Deebo, wants it. Man, that's why I loved what Cooper Kupp came out and said. It's not about the money for me. It's about the system and where I fit in and where I like to be and going for championships. Like, Deebo's like, I don't want to be in San Francisco anymore. I want the money. So you're going to end up with, like, Deebo Samuel in, like, Seattle because he wants $25 million a year. I can't even tell you Seattle's starting quarterback right now. I can't.
I mean, no one can. Your guy left. Their guy left.
Thomas Kim, breaking news: Texans signed Cam Newton 2-year deal. I love that. Like,
Cam Newton in Houston.
oh my
Hey, we
god!
live in Houston, right? Enrique, Jeff, how do you think the city would welcome him, or would they even receive his presence? Like, okay, we'll see if this works. No, not at all. Not especially after those comments he made about women on a podcast about 2 weeks ago. Like, heck no. Nobody wants him around. He only showed that he's not good. He chunks it into the ground. He can't connect. He doesn't see his targets. Like, he's just lost his talents.
So we are sitting here in downtown
Sorry,
Houston.
that was so negative of me
No,
to
I loved
say.
it. I loved it. I just wanted you to go. Yeah, look, Enrique clap. Yes, get it, Lauren. Lauren Leal is back on Sports with Balls. I absolutely love it.
I missed it, but I will tell you, like, my apologies today. It's been kind of crazy for me. Haven't had much time to research and prep as I would have liked. So, but I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be with you guys. It's been fun. It's been a long time.
It's been, yeah. I love being back on the show with you. Since we're back on the show, will you do me a favor and pull up ESPN or just Major League Baseball standings? Because I wasn't able to get your take on any of the division, like who you thought was going to win. And I want, well, no, like in all the divisions, like where you thought the World Series was going to go. Usually you've been out of town, you've been, on the go, but we didn't do our baseball special like we usually do. So I want to get your take on who you think is going to win what division.
Like we said, we are 12 games in, my man.
But we usually start with no games. Like you have to go off the cup. Let's go.
All right. Okay.
AL East.
AL East. We're starting out. I mean, Blue Jays are right on top there.
Damn.
I'm definitely not going to say the Yankees. So between Jays and Red Sox in that division, I'll go with the Blue Jays there.
Ooh, nice.
We got are you answering as well?
No, I already did.
Okay.
Y'all can look it up on Sports and Ball Show.
All right, AL Central. Oh my gosh, it's my first time ever looking at the Cleveland Guardians. That's so weird.
They messed up my parlay bet the other night. I was pissed. I did hit a 17 parlay the other night. It was awesome. But the Cleveland Guardians, like you said, I can't get used to it. Strength.
I'll have to use.
What is Guardian?
No, they have two guardians when you enter their city. Like they're huge statues. Like they're guardians, like angels. And so when you drive into the city, that's
learn something new on Sports with Balls every single episode.
There you go.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Like when you drive into St. Louis with the arch.
Yep.
That's the gate, the Midway gate. What is it called? Midwest gate to the Midwest, gate to the Midway. That arch is like, anyways. There really is two guardians.
Huge guardians, yeah.
Is that religious? Because if so, take that name down. I feel offended. I feel offended.
Why does that offend you?
Stop.
Why does that offend you?
What if that's not my religion? What if I don't feel like I need to be guarded by some guardian of some religion?
Well, then, I don't know what to tell you. I'll pray for you.
I mean, they took away the Indians, right? Like, but you can. Like, there's casinos all across the United States that are like on Indian reservations, and they get a lot of money for that. Like, to name it a guardian. Never mind. I'm out. All right, next.
One nation under God, Jeff. One nation under God. Okay, so we go with the AL Central, not the Guardians. I'm going to go with the White Sox, who are sitting with the same record as the Astros, 6-6. We got the AL West. I cannot believe I'm looking at the Astros in fourth place. Oh, they're going to bump up to first. Now we go to the NL East, and I'm going to say the Braves are going to bump back up, and they're going to have a season like they did, even though Freeman is not there anymore. Let's see. The Central and that. Let's see.
Come on, Lauren.
I hate the Cardinals so much. Brewers.
All right.
And then,
good call.
let's see. Sorry. Let's go with the. Oh, it kills me to say the Dodgers.
Is that Paul Wall?
Padres?
Oh,
What's going on?
I said, is that Paul Wall?
Where?
Well, the dude just walked in with a huge grill. Like, it's not Paul Wall, I don't think.
Paul Wall wannabe. Come here.
He would have a
Let's
lot of
talk
people.
to you.
That's how H-Town rolls. Look,
Now he'd have an entourage and all of his kids. You've seen all of his kids with them at the game. Oh my gosh, they run up and down the rows. They're crazy. I'm like, Paul, get a hold of your kids, please.
I can't wait till Lauren has kids. I had to do it. I had to say it.
Why would you wish that upon my body?
Welcome back, Lauren Lill of Sports with Balls. Look, man, thank you guys for watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all your comments, man. Thank you guys. Enrique, thank you. Man, so good to have you back, man. And Lauren, look, we're down here and we're going to be here for a little bit. The Astros game starts here in about 30 minutes. We are at Lucky's Pop-Up Pub across the street from Minute Maid. One of my dreams. Like, we're doing a pre-game Astros. This is phenomenal.
That's right. That's right.
Later
Dream
on,
come true, and it's on his birthday.
it is my
Hello.
birthday. It is my birthday.
With
And
pretty
Lauren's
weather.
gonna get me on the field in a little bit. I'm gonna go shake hands with Bregman. Be good to go.
Trying to
You
get
can't tell me.
myself on the field.
You can't tell me that if we walk in there,
Yeah.
they won't let you on the field.
I mean, I know where to go. I don't have credentials though.
I'm a
At least
videotape
to
it.
this
I'm a
game.
videotape it. I'm a videotape it.
Have you ever
Look.
been on the field?
Yeah, to run the bases with my kids.
Yeah, we legit. So quit.
Look,
Come up here in the Indy Heat Zone. We'll be up here for a little bit longer, and then of course we're gonna watch the Astros game. Like you said,
Lauren's getting me on the field.
on Texas Avenue, right across the gates from Minute Maid Park. Check it out. This is where I think the KHOU pop-up was for the World Series. It's a cool place to be, people. They got turf down. Looks like a football field.
This is insane.
I mean, it's nice. It's
And
fun.
so before we get out of here, this is a huge game, like I said. For the very beginning of the season, this is a powerhouse matchup. Justin Verlander versus this Toronto offense. This could be playoff matchup. This is an incredible game to be this early in the season. Justin Verlander looks like he is on point. He looks like he's ready to go. This Toronto offense looks like they are on fire. This should be a blast. This is star power. For only 12 games in, this is a great baseball game to go to.
Okay, can we just say only 12 games in? Once again, Justin Verlander is looking like a complete ace after missing how long from Tommy John surgery? I mean, being 39 years old, he has overcome like not so many odds, but it's just incredible what he's doing right now. So let's watch it again tonight.
Who you got?
Astros. What are you talking about?
Okay, you have Astros minus 1.5 or Astros straight up?
Straight up. You too? And you?
How am I going to sit here and say Toronto? That would be like absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not telling y'all what I'm betting on my phone. I'm just saying go Astros.
100%.
No, I really do think that Verlander brings his A game again tonight. I think that if you want to watch a lot of star power, this is an incredible game. You've got the Astros lineup, which is already amazing with Alvarez, Tucker, Bregman, Pena coming up. Like that lineup the Astros have is amazing. But the Toronto's Blue Jays, that's a hell of a lineup. They're going to pack any place they go to watch. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., George Springer, who's not in the starting lineup tonight, but can play. And all the power that Toronto has. This should be a fun baseball game.
So okay, let's compare the two DHs. You were talking about, you don't want to be up against that fourth spot. Well, Yordan Alvarez, of course. You got Zach Collins on the other
MVP.
side. Matt Chapman didn't even mention.
Yeah, Mike Chapman is dope.
And so yeah, like you said, you got Zimmer in center field. He's in that last spot, number 9.
This is a test. This is an early season test for Justin Verlander, and I don't know what pitch count.
Pass the test. I tell you what.
I don't know what pitch count he's going to be on. This is an incredible lineup. If he
More
get,
than Garrett Cole.
if he wow smack if Verlander goes 6 innings, 6.5, and only gives up 2 runs, incredible outing.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the Astros maybe win. But the Astros batting to come alive. They've kind of been stoic. And I said at the beginning of the show that I think that's where they miss Correa is in the locker room. and in the dugout is they missed that leadership and that experience and like him getting them going.
So you think Verlander's that guy? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, look, the pitchers don't hang out in the dugout and like that much.
I know. So
it needs to be a player. I don't know. Like I would say Bregman, but Bregman's more of a hype man. But and Altuve's kind of getting older, he's getting hurt. The Astros need a leader, and that's where they're missing Correa.
And, but to their credit, when you have so many veterans on the team, maybe you don't need that one leader. You have Michael Brantley too. You have Yuli Gurriel coming back from fraternity leave, and Alex Bregman has been there a couple of years.
You still have to have that one guy when there's a home run in the playoffs. He's the first guy that jumps over the fence. He's the first guy that greets everybody. He's the leader in the clubhouse, and I just don't think the Astros have a definite leader in the clubhouse, and you need that. You really do as a team. Like all those guys are amazing, but yes, of course you do.
Vets, when you have all, you don't need that, and that's an advantage because you do have some guys that have been.
AJ Hinch was great at like gathering talent, right? But Dusty Baker's not. Dusty Baker is just kind of sit back and let things happen. And
no,
Astros need to be.
No, it was the GM that gathered the talent.
Who's going to get on the Astros players? Somebody needs to get on their ass when they walk back in the dugout and things like somebody, and they don't. Nobody does.
That's what a leader does. I will say Dusty Baker is more lax when it comes to that. He's more passive. So I agree with you there. But I'm just saying, having veterans, that's on your side when it comes to leadership. Being a vet.
Awesome. Oh, Vicky, thank you, Vicky. See, your mom even said I'm right. Look, we're down here at Lucky's Pub.
Oh,
there you go. Good job, baby.
Baker needs to go.
Is it shot time?
What's going on?
Bam. They're playing. What's that game called?
Really? Cornhole.
Cornhole.
Go play some cornhole. Bean bags. Same difference. Same difference.
Not gonna lie, I was with my friend the other night, and we were at this backyard pool party, and we were playing cornhole.
Uh-huh.
I'm competitive, competitive. This dude beat my ass. Like, I mean, but
how did that end?
It's his house, but we were drinking in a hot tub with people. Like, I was hammered, right? And then he's like, and he kept talking shit, and I was like, okay. I kept going. I played 7 games until I beat him. But I think that I ended up.
Did y'all go to 21 or 25?
This is a true story. I ended up upstairs at his house because he was a bull rider. And I ended up upstairs on a saddle in a room on a floor with my hand strapped into a saddle. And he's like, no, you got to do this. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I was riding a bull on this dude's carpet. Like,
what?
Yeah, true story.
What?
True story.
He just decides to drop that on us in the last couple of minutes?
True story.
On SWB? What in the world? That's true sports balls.
I was riding This guy had me riding. I had the glove on. The rope was around my hand. My knees were on the carpet. I was like, dude, like he
Did
literally.
You know this was coming if a loss were to happen, like on his front?
I mean, he wanted to be friends.
What does that have to do with being friends?
I don't know. He wanted to. He was.
That has nothing to do with being friends.
I don't know. Somewhere along the line, I was like, "Oh, you're a bull rider. Like, do you like how's that work?" And then all of a sudden, I'm upstairs and I'm on a saddle, like literally strapped in with a glove, rope, everything strapped in on the floor to a saddle. And he's like, hold it down. And I'm like, bro, like we're in a living room. Like again, like, dude, we're not riding a bull. Like calm down. I had the glove, man. It was intense, man.
Has he performed at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo?
Maybe.
Oh, so we may know this guy's name.
Maybe.
Care to spare us the details?
No. Very, very cool
Share
guy.
the details.
Very cool. Ended up redoing my whole fence.
Okay, so he's a construction guy.
Yes, Lauren. Did you see my Astros shoes?
Look at this dude trying to change.
Are you going to get me on the field? We're about to get out of here. Are you going to get me on the field?
I don't know, Jeff. You made me change my thoughts about you after being strapped to a saddle.
That's just rude.
I'm just kidding. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I don't have tickets into the game. I wish I did, nor am I credentialed. But guess what? You can come here and watch the game with us. We're right across the street from MMP. We got this MVP zone, but there's also this other huge zone open to the public, of course.
This is crazy.
It's fun. You got food trucks. You got a huge screen.
Astros,
you got drinks.
Justin Verlander versus the Toronto Blue Jays in a early season powerhouse matchup. We're here at Lucky's pop-up pub across from Minute Maid, one of the best shows I've ever done because we've always dreamed about doing this. And
Yeah, I know, right? Here in Astros.
so
Exciting.
glad to have you back.
Me too. It's been fun.
Big news coming, y'all.
All righty. Well, I guess that about wraps up our pregame show here.
That's it. Thank you all for watching Sports with Balls. Myself, Lauren Leal. Follow us and follow Lauren on all these social media apps, man. And thank you guys for all your comments. See you guys and go
And
Astros,
thanks
y'all.
to Enrique
Yeah.
as well for being here. This has been fun. Have a good weekend. Peace
I'm
out.
gonna go on the field, y'all. I'm out of
1
here.
week away from the draft.
I'm gonna go ride a bull.